GamerSpawn. It's been said that the later years of a console's life are when it really starts to shine, as developers have become fully acquainted with the hardware and can eke every last drop of power out of its design. Such seems to be the case with the Xbox 360, which has seen major game releases in 2012 that would not have been thought possible when the system launched over 7 years ago. From major Microsoft franchises to strong third-party contenders and even a few wildly successful independent games, 2012 was an amazingly strong year for Xbox. Here are GamerSpawn's top 5 Xbox 360 games of 2012. Halo 4. Easily the most anticipated game on the platform, Microsoft's Halo 4 was out to prove that the franchise could survive and thrive without Bungie at the helm. Fortunately, 343 Industries did just that and more, releasing a worthy addition to the series and a fantastic game in its own right. Halo 4 kicks off the story several years after the end of Bungie's much-loved Halo 3, opening as the UNSC frigate Forward into Dawn is attacked and boarded by Covenant forces. The campaign hit all the right notes that we've come to expect from the series, including brutal battles against deadly Covenant and Promethean forces and gorgeous level design across massive spacecraft, teeming jungles, and advanced space station installations. While a thrilling campaign is always a big draw for the Halo series, most fans put vastly more time into the multiplayer, and Halo 4 delivers the goods. On the cooperative side, the game's campaign and Spartan Ops modes are an interesting, innovative way to follow up on the main storyline, while players can carry experience over to the competitive side of the game. Though unlocks and ranking up are typical for a multiplayer shooter these days, Halo 4's implementation is nearly flawless, allowing deep customization across its loadouts, armor selection, and various specializations. While third-party developers had some strong entries in the FPS genre this year, no game on the Xbox 360 came close to Halo 4 in terms of design and overall strength in all of its game modes.
Allow you to leave this planet!
Mass Effect 3. BioWare's much-awaited farewell to its universally acclaimed sci-fi space opera, Mass Effect 3 proved that the developers of classics such as Baldur's Gate still know what they're doing in the design department. While the first game opened in mystery and intrigue, the final chapter opened with a bang right out of the gate, with Earth under siege and Commander Shepard the only one who can stop it. While Mass Effect 3 was a continuation of the two RPG smash hits that preceded it, in many ways, it was a departure. While the earlier games had a lot to juggle as the storyline expanded, forcing BioWare to be mindful of consequences down the road in later chapters or games, Mass Effect 3 saw everything drawing to an epic conclusion. While not all fans were satisfied with the somewhat shocking ending, BioWare later expanded and clarified the ending with post-release DLC. The gameplay remained largely the same for the campaign, slightly revising and refining the series' patented blend of light role-playing and intense third-person shooting sequences. But while the campaign concentrated on gameplay, distillation, and dialogue, the all-new multiplayer mode brought some interesting ideas to the table. Dovetailing and interacting with the player's single-player campaign, the Galaxy at War cooperative mode injects some longevity and replayability into the Mass Effect formula. While a co-op horde mode sounds like the furthest thing from the heart of the traditionally single-player series, fighting alongside friends in the iconic universe proved to be exhilarating and, above all, pure manic fun. The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings. When word got out that PC developer CD Projekt Red was working on a port of its highly praised action RPG to the Xbox platform, 360 owners couldn't have been more excited. However, some were worried that the 360's aging processor and GPU wouldn't be able to handle the bleeding-edge technology that The Witcher 2 incorporated in its 2011 PC release. Luckily, the Polish developer was up to the task, creating a gorgeous implementation of the epic that can stand proudly next to its big brother. Taking players on a journey through harrowing castle sieges, ambushes in the dark, deadly forests, and dangerous towns where nothing is as it seems. The Witcher 2 presents one of the most layered, believable fantasy settings ever seen in a game. There is neither black nor white here in the Witcher Geralt's world, and the moral choices fade to gray as players weigh the tough decisions laid out in front of them. Remarkably, the game takes players on entirely different paths depending entirely on several major plot points, and where the ride goes is entirely up to you. The Witcher's execution is every bit as good as its design, with breathtaking sound and visuals, extremely challenging combat with very little hand-holding, and skills, crafting, and leveling systems that rival any RPG of the past decade. There's no doubt that The Witcher 2 is one of the best RPGs and one of the best games of any genre to grace the Xbox in 2012.
Welcome to Pandora, kiddos.
Borderlands 2. The sequel to one of the most over-the-top, enjoyable cooperative shooters in the past few years, Borderlands 2 aimed to up the ante in every aspect of the series, and it surpassed this goal in every way. Where 343's Halo release focused on competitive rank-ups and the usual fare for the genre, the Borderlands series provides an unparalleled RPG shooter hybrid that's unlike anything you've played before. Half Diablo and half Doom, Borderlands 2 strikes just the right balance between fun and interesting gameplay and an extremely addictive, tantalizing reward system. While the first game was a fun, if flawed, cooperative experience, Borderlands 2 fixed many of the problems and game-breaking bugs of its predecessor. Offering more guns, crazier skills, all new classes, better vehicles, and an innovative dynamic quest system, the game took the design of the first and finally fully realized its vision. Better AI and a stronger technological framework serve to round out the game's vast improvements and make for a much more compelling experience. There are games made to be studied as art projects. There are games to deliver a deep and thought-provoking story. And then there are games designed to be an utter blast to play. Borderlands 2 is the latter, bringing over-the-top action with friends in spades.
Now, get out there and melt some faces!
Hello? Anybody?
The Walking Dead. Proving that the big boys aren't the only ones who can get a piece of the Xbox action, adventure game veterans Telltale Games released its Walking Dead episodes to much fanfare and acclaim. In a market where sandbox gaming experiences and non-linear storytelling are nearly surefire successes, Telltale took a huge risk in pumping out a relatively linear, cinematic-heavy interactive story, borrowing from the point-and-click adventure games of decades past. Delivered across a series of episodes, The Walking Dead presents players with a series of meaningful choices that affect the storyline, sometimes in big ways and sometimes more subtly. True, its simple mechanics can often be boiled down to selecting a line of dialogue, clicking on people to talk with, and mashing the correct buttons during quick-time events. But what it lacks in complexity, it makes up for with gripping, pulse-pounding story sequences, gray, nuanced characters, and heavy decisions with big consequences. While a second season is still on the way, there's no doubt that the first season will go down as one of the greatest adventure games on the Xbox or any platform. The fact that Telltale could successfully develop a multi-platform, point-and-click adventure release in 2012 is remarkable. The fact that the game is a masterpiece is even more amazing. While the Xbox 360 didn't exactly experience a flood of platform-exclusive games last year, its huge player base and active Xbox Live community meant that it was the platform of choice for many of 2012's very best gaming experiences across all genres. We didn't even have time to mention several of the strong contenders, like Forza Horizon, Minecraft, Mark of the Ninja, Persona 4 Arena, and Black Ops 2. While 2012 was a great year to be an Xbox gamer, we can't wait for what's in store for 2013.